Hello. It is Thursday, and having to travel recently from one area to here took 4 hours. I figured that during this time while we were all in a place where we can't move much, I am going to read some poems from the past. There's this one, I don't know if you can see this, but this paper. This poem is called Lost Wasteland, written in 2014. The paper that I wrote on during that time was on this very thin paper that was covered on trays. I was incarcerated for a while, and because I didn't have any paper, I was saving the paper on top of the trays that kept our food warm. So some of these poetries that I'm reading are ones that I found. I have had these poetries in places in my belongings, and I actually had written 30 since 1990. I had it on a floppy drive, which I have found. The only thing is the floppy drive, zip drive, I think they're obsolete. I'm not quite certain. Another project I need to figure out a way to obtain those 30 poetries that I wrote. I had these poems in a book, and I can't find the book. These poems that I'm reading to you are the ones that I began again while I was incarcerated. This particular poetry I wrote for a woman there. I've written some poetries because of the situation I was in incarceration, sort of like what we're in now with this COVID-19, and it was basically we were all in lockdown. I was in lockdown at least 2.5 months of the time, and I stayed there for 4 months. And getting along with people was very difficult, and some of these poetries I was writing for the individual that might be having a hard time at the time. So I was strange. Some people mostly incarcerated are very strange. You go through strange periods, and getting along with people is one of the top priorities. So this poem is called Lost Wasteland. It was written for a lady, and I will explain in a book one of these days about this particular situation, about what I describe as a time when I was having a hard time. I was diagnosed with PTSD, and I think some of the actions that were very negative during that time of my incarceration had to do with PTSD. Lost Wasteland. Dear Las Vegas glitz bitch, you live in a disillusioned world of false realities, peeping Tom in you every corner. You are a parasite, the kind that porn advertisement littered the gutters. You think living in the fast lane takes you places, only blind to see that you're lost in the glitzy trash world. A black hole in America that's going to suck you in. You think you are someone of importance, flashing your money around when you are nothing but a careless, greedy, soulless addict craving for your next fix. You're going to remember me because I'm going to make you remember me. I'm a Native American, and Whitey brought on this false city, a city daring to be flashy, exciting, and full of thrill. Only to my eyes, all I see is greed and loneliness. I see loneliness plaguing the water drains, whores with lying eyes and legs spread wide open for all innocent children to see. Each time you see pretty waterfalls, and each time you shower or drink filtered water that falsely claims it's purified, think of me, for you've stolen what was once a purified, innocent water that the Native Americans once owned. Thank you.